It tastes like dessert, but it's good enough for breakfast. This is my mint chip shake superfood smoothie, nutritious and delicious. Let me show you how to make it. You always want to start with some kind of liquid base. Today I'm using So Delicious coconut milk. This is an organic coconut milk. You need about just a little bit under a cup of liquid. You can use coconut water, you could even use water, whatever your favorite, nut milk or non-dairy milk. I find a lot of times people, when they get dairy out of their diet, that can be one of the magical things to helping them to really start to release weight. This is chia seed, and this is actually the reason I became a nutritionist, this little seed. I usually put 1 to 2 tablespoons in here. And what you want to do with chia seed is you want to just kind of spin it a little bit. I always put my hand on here and have it on low. Get it incorporated and then let it soak there for a couple of minutes, because chia seed soaks up about 10 times its own weight in water, creating a gel. That gel is a very nutritious fiber. It has omega-3 fatty acids, and it works amazing on your digestion. Then I like to add some protein powder. This is my favorite protein powder that I use, Sun Warrior Vanilla. It has pea protein. Again, this is another dairy-free option. Again, I'll just like spin that around a little bit, get that incorporated. Now, another thing I love to add to my smoothies is a green supplement. This is kind of like a food-based multivitamin. Seriously, one of the best ways to get nutrients is just to add a scoop of greens to your smoothie every day. And it's also going to give it a beautiful green color, which we want in our mint chip smoothie. The other thing we're going to do, this is kind of a unique ingredient that most people aren't going to add to their smoothies: salt. You might be thinking, wait a minute, I don't want a salty smoothie. No, you definitely don't want a salty smoothie. But what you want is to have the salt bring out the flavors. You'll find you need to sweeten your smoothie a whole lot less if you add just a small pinch of salt. I really love this brand, Real Salt. This is what I always use. This is a salt from Utah, and it's a really clean source. And when you get unprocessed salt like Real Salt, you get all the minerals. Your body breaks this down and is able to use it to help build your digestive enzymes, your hydrochloric acid. So salt is not bad for you if you're using the good quality stuff. The other thing we're going to add is a little peppermint essential oil. Now, this is powerful stuff, and anytime you're adding essential oils to something you're going to eat, you want to make sure you're getting therapeutic food grade. And I'm telling you, 1 drop is powerful enough to flavor this entire smoothie. The other thing I like to add a little bit of is vanilla. And I always look for, when I'm making smoothies, I look for the alcohol-free vanilla, which just gives it a little bit less of a bite than regular vanilla, and just a splash, kind of to taste, whatever your preference is. And then this is what I'm using to sweeten it. This is a product called Pure, which is an organic blend of stevia and erythritol, a half to maybe 3/4 of a teaspoon. And then the other thing I add to this is a half an avocado. The avocado gives this a richness, a creaminess. It makes it taste kind of like an ice cream. And the other thing that I love to do is see this avocado. This one's a little too ripe for me to be putting in my salad or on my avocado toast, but it's just perfect for this smoothie. It doesn't matter if it's starting to get a little bit too soft. All right, so let's get this blended up. And then you want to add ice. This is just gonna make it a little thicker and cold and delicious. I can get that mint smell. It just smells so good. You can see that beautiful green color. And the last thing we're gonna do is make it our chip. So there's a couple of different ways you could go with this. You could go with raw cacao nibs. Raw cacao nibs are basically a pod, a seed, that comes from the cacao tree. And basically what this is this is the raw material that they make chocolate out of. And this is completely unsweetened, so you're not gonna have any sweetness with the cacao nibs. But we've already sweetened it a little bit with Pure. So if you wanna just have the flex and the crunch and the flavor of the chocolate, you could do cacao nibs. If I'm making this for my kids, I usually will put in chocolate chips. And I like to go for, you know, a dark chocolate, because again, the darker the chocolate, the more nutrients. Cacao is a very powerful superfood. It has polyphenols, and it actually helps to thin our blood. There's a study that shows that just a square or 2 of dark chocolate a day can actually lower your risk of heart attack and stroke. That's a prescription I can handle. So you take just a handful of your mini chocolate chips, throw them in there. You could use your cacao nibs. Maybe I'll do a little bit of both in there. And then you want to blend it up. You want to break up these little chips because if you don't, they're all just going to sink to the bottom of your glass. So let's spin it for just 20 seconds or so. Now usually what I like to do is give it a little taste. Let's see how it is. And if you need to adjust, you can. You could add a little bit more of the pure. You could add a pinch more of salt, a little bit more chocolate chips. I think it's perfect the way it is. And there you have it, the mint chip shake, delicious and nutritious.